got a real friend, you don't need much. Just a place to sit and fish is more than enough. When you got a real pal, there's nothing too tough. Together it is better when you got your real bud. Real bud.
Hey, Taylor, how are you today?
Hey, Johnny, I'm good. How are you?
What's going on? How's the week going so far?
You know, it's going fantastic.
It is?
John,
For sure.
You're mad at me.
I'm not mad at you at all. I can't be mad at you.
Right before we recorded, I asked John to take off his loud vest he was wearing. It was not loud as in being bright colored. It was a gray vest. His lovely wife got him from Costco.
Mm-hmm.
And every little move he made, I could hear a swish in the microphone. So
Yeah.
he's mad that I made him change.
No, I'm not mad. It's just that now I'm cold and
I offered to give you one of mine.
yeah, well,
We've only been doing this for 4 months now.
I know.
I thought you would have known what to wear.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. I know what you're saying.
How about every week now before you come over, you'll FaceTime me and I'll say, "What are you wearing?" And you can do a little 360.
No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to have a uniform of the day.
We should just do a uniform, be easier, like little Catholic school.
You know what? I know what we can do.
What's that?
We should start wearing just all real Buds apparel.
That'd make it easy.
And that would make it easy done.
Those aren't polyester; they're cotton materials.
They're cotton material.
There might be some polyester.
Well, there might. I think there might be in the t-shirts, but not in the hoodies.
But they're not made of a sun chip bag like your vest was. That's crinkly and.
No, it's not. It's not made of a nylon type material.
But I did say I liked it a lot. I asked if you could ask your wife to buy me one, and I'll pay her back when you're at Costco next.
Okay, I'll ask her that.
She's listening.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mary Alice.
Mm-hmm.
But your week going well?
Yeah, it's going well so far. You know, it's been cold and snowy, and we've just been kind of hunkered down for the last few days, but due to the weather. But other than that, it's been good. Can't complain.
What are your reactions to our first video episode?
I loved it. I loved it. I love the fact that Otis came in and just literally destroyed everything. And he just kind of sat there and looked at you like, hey, what am I doing here?
What's the problem?
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Provided good content.
Yeah, I did. I did. And we left it in there.
Oh yeah.
So everybody can take a peek at it when it comes out.
Thankfully, these lights are not heavy.
Yes.
When it landed on my head.
Yeah.
So that was good. I didn't want to have to put in a workplace injury report this early on.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we need to get some insurance and stuff for the TBB studio. What do you think?
I think we're okay.
Do you? Okay.
The house is insured.
Okay. Well, that's good.
I think.
All right. Well, then you can sue your own house.
That's true.
If the lights fall on you again. So.
Yeah, it was fun to do. It's a lot of pressure. I had to do a little neck shave before you came over because it's on video now.
Okay.
I had to lint roll. I missed this whole side Otis hair on my black sweatshirt.
Does that show up on the?
Oh yeah,
on the video, really?
We're in 4K, John. So
4K?
Yeah, I think. Maybe it's just some 1080p. It's high definition, whatever it is.
HD? Okay.
But yeah, his white fur.
We're getting big. This is getting to be big time, you know.
It's a big production. We're getting picked up by all the networks.
I sent that out to a number of different people that I know.
Oh, great.
You know, that little clip that you sent to me about Otis destroying the set. But anyway, I sent it to our buddy Dennis Lowe.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And Denny Lowe came back and said, he said, laugh out loud, LOL. And he said, by the way, he said, the quality is excellent on your podcast. So I thought, terrific. So I wanted to pass that on to you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Denny Lowe.
Yeah.
We need to have Denny Lowe on the podcast.
We should have Denny Lowe on the podcast. He's one of our old fishing buddies.
He's a recording artist.
He is a recording artist.
So he knows good quality when he hears it.
He does. That he does.
We'll have to have him come in and sing us a song.
He would. Yeah, he's our Irish tenor. And he's been performing throughout Kansas City for 10 or 15, 20 years now.
You're not as good. You're only an Irish niner.
I'm just an Irish niner.
He's the tenor.
He's a tenor.
All right.
That's a bad joke.
Pun of the week.
Pun of the week. Making fun of the Irish.
Well, it is nice now that, but when we first started, all I could do is post little graphics. Episode 1, episode 2. Here's a quote that John said. But now that we have video, by now I've shared a couple reels on there of a couple funny moments. So
that was fun, and I like the technical difficulties that that occurred.
A little SpongeBob
SquarePants kind of thing.
So that's been fun. It's a lot. It's more work to create reels, but also, like I mentioned, I didn't take out a lot of the breathing sounds now. It's just too much work to do that in video.
Yeah.
So
is it a lot of work to do that?
You're going to hear all of this. Your swallow noises. Your crinkles, all that with your napkin.
Crinkles and all that.
So you wear a loud vest.
Do I need to apologize to everyone for all of that, or just keep going?
Well, John and I, everyone, we apologize for the noises we make that are not being edited out now. You're hearing our voices just as God intended.
Yep.
Just
sniffles and all.
Imperfections and everything. It's just real. We're just being authentic. Just our true selves.
Yep.
So... yeah, now we have videos on YouTube, still doing audio and all that on Spotify and Apple.
On the YouTube, how do you just go into YouTube and type in Real Buds?
Yes, you can search Real Buds Podcast.
Okay.
There should be a link to it. If they're listening on Spotify now, there should be a link to the episode at the bottom.
Okay.
In the description.
All right.
Along with our apparel store shop front.
I was want to find out more about that.
That is there as well. They can go straight to the store and buy things.
But that's on the link. Is that correct?
It's on the link, on the web, on the line.
Okay.
In the sphere.
In the sphere.
Out there in Elon world.
Okay. Perfect.
So, and I'm going to leave all these so's. I do a lot of filler words, so there.
Sphere.
Filler words and ums and uhs and... I'll try to work on that. So what else is new for you this week?
Let's see. I don't have much this week. It's just been kind of a real quiet week because we haven't been doing much because of the weather.
I saw you may have purchased stock in a company this week.
I did.
Well, not stock. You've just been buying from them a couple times.
I did. What?
Last Thursday, I introduced you to Hawaiian Bros.
Oh, yes. You did. And thank you for that, by the way. Since last Thursday, Taylor bought Hawaiian Brothers for us before our recording, and since then I think I've had it 3 times.
You've had it 3 times total.
Yeah. So
I got a call from you Saturday.
Days.
I don't often get calls from John. Usually it's me calling him. I got a call, so I knew it was important. He said, "What did you order for me from Hawaiian Bros last week?"
What was the menu?
It was called a huli huli chicken.
Yeah.
So you got that, and then tonight we didn't know what to get, and we ordered that again.
We did.
3 times in 6 days.
I think Hawaiian Brothers might be the go-to.
Plus, you had leftovers one day, so you've had Hawaiian Brothers 4 times in 6 days.
I did. They give you a lot of food for the money.
And what's our new hand signal we're doing now for the Hawaiians? The hang loose?
The what?
The hang loose sign?
I don't know what the hang.
I showed you the...
No, you didn't.
Little.
The little. Little.
Try doing that to Mary House now.
Okay.
Hey, cutie pie.
Yeah.
So that's...
We can't call her cutie pie anymore.
Oh. What happened?
Well, it's kind of like, the lovely Mrs. Atkinson doesn't want her first name given out anymore.
Well,
cutie pie mentioned the same thing. And
well,
so I'll just say...
Her name's not Cutie Pie, though.
No, technically it's not.
So what are you going to call her going forward?
The lovely Mrs. Ryan.
Oh, okay. Well, you can call Janelle. It's already out there. The cat's out of the bag, John.
Yeah, I know the cat's out of the bag, but that's fine.
Well, sorry, lovely Mrs. Ryan.
Well, we're just trying to accommodate the lovely spouses that we have.
Yeah, don't want their identification stolen.
No, we certainly don't. That we don't.
Anything else trending for you this week?
Let's see. Nope.
One new thing for me, speaking of the lovely Mrs. Ryan.
What's that?
Currently trending on Taylor's Week is being your IT assistant.
That's correct.
And it is a role I'm honored to have.
We have acquired a new IT company / person to handle all of the Ryan family, or Ryan household, I should say. IT questions / computer problems /
Alexa
downloads,
setup,
Alexa setups,
Microsoft Word settings,
Microsoft Word,
antivirus software.
what antivirus software, whatever it may be. Taylor's taken on that responsibility of that role.
Which I really love, because in real life, outside of you and Mary Alice, I'm not a super smart techie person. But when I'm in your house or on the phone with you, I'm the world's smartest person.
You're the genius.
Oh, you got to hack the mainframe, Mrs. Ryan, and you have to, enter the code, and I'll just show you when I'm in person next.
Okay.
So I like to make it feel more important than it really is, but so that's trending for me right now.
Oh, good.
Also picked up Janelle from the airport on Friday.
Right. How was her trip?
It was okay. I think I mentioned before, she had her hotel room flood. The whole building was, what happened? Oh, the water main broke is what it was. They had a bunch of standing water in their lobby, and they told Janelle after she stayed overnight 2 nights that she had to leave. So she packed up and went to a new hotel.
Did they refund her or anything?
I don't think so. I think she
Really?
just, well, she only paid for the 2 nights she was there, but I think she had to pay for 2 more at the other place.
Okay.
And then she landed back in Kansas City at like 11 o'clock, and I got to pick her up from the new airport. Well, it's now a year old, but I never picked someone up there before.
Oh, you haven't?
It was nice.
It's pretty easy. It's pretty quick, and it's pretty easy. And, it's not like the old airport. We're so used to the old airport where you can just drive right up to the front door and someone will walk out. You can't do that with the new airport.
I mean, you can if it's 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that's true. There's not a lot of traffic at that 11 o'clock at night. But
did they have a cell phone lot before for waiting?
No, they did not.
That is nice.
They did not. And I've used that cell phone lot before, and it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat deal.
It was nice. She said, I'm 2 minutes from walking out the door, and I pulled out and got there basically as she was walking out.
Good.
So it worked out. But did that. Got home late. It was a long day for her, and then spent the weekend editing reels for Instagram and YouTube. Edited the podcast.
Good.
So I'm living, breathing, eating podcast content at this point.
Is that right?
It's all I think about.
Is it too much?
No, it's not that bad. Now that I don't spend 2 or 3 hours editing each episode sound only, that goes pretty fast.
All right.
So it's just a little color grading on the video now and syncing that to the audio. And that's all it is.
So it's actually getting better.
I'm getting quicker, but it's also just a more simple workflow now that I said I'm not dealing with all the ums and uhs and mouth sounds now. So it's going to sound worse to our listeners, but frankly, I don't really care too much.
Wow, been one of those days.
We're in 4K. What else can you ask for?
Yeah, that's right.
So that was my week. We've been watching, I forgot you had a new show you wanted to talk about.
Ooh.
We've been watching American Nightmare on Netflix.
What is American Nightmare? What's that all about?
It is a 3-part show. It is the #1 show right now on Netflix. It's about a guy who calls the police because his girlfriend was kidnapped. They think that he ended up doing something to her, but then she shows up and they don't really know what happened. So, haven't finished it yet, but it's good.
How many segments to the series?
It's 3 45-minute episodes, I think.
Okay.
So it's like a movie, but we like the crime stuff. We were heartbroken when Live PD got taken off the air.
Really?
It's now on Reels Network, so we watched it there, but we used to watch Cops and all that fun stuff. We'll watch 48 Hours and Dateline and all that stuff.
All the good programs. I like those too. I like all of the Reels programs that they have on.
We like being detectives
Yeah.
in our safe little home with
Right.
the doors locked,
Right.
shades down.
Right.
So, what's your show you've been watching?
We've kind of getting hooked on a program called Reacher, Reacher.
And what's that about?
It's about a really kind of he's a guy that was in the service, and he was in the like the top elite commando kind of group, and he ran and organized a commando group of people, and he got out of the service and just kind of was typical kind of army guy that just wanted to bounce around and just do nothing. So he didn't own anything. He doesn't own a car. He doesn't own a house. He doesn't have an apartment. He just travels around the country, picks up work here and there, and just kind of, it's what we used to call in the old days a hobo. You just bum around the country and all that. But then they come to find out he had a couple of his team members were assassinated or killed. And so he kind of got the old group back together again, and now they're kind of doing some interesting things with all of their military training and the way they do things. It's a big shoot 'em up kind of thing, and which I like a lot.
And the lovely Mrs. Ryan likes it,
And the lovely Mrs. Ryan likes it also,
even though it's a shooter.
even though it is a shooter. She's not into the big violent kind of stuff, but this one is kind of past muster for her.
It's what?
Past muster.
Past the mustard?
Past muster. And
What does that mean?
that means it is past her approval.
Oh.
Past muster is a military term.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes, sir. I have noticed she's been much more violent in her text to me. She said, hey.
It's only taken years.
She said, well, after this show, I've noticed this kind of trend. She said, hey, can you tell me how you can get documents to autosave on Microsoft Word? And I said, I'll try. And she sent me a little green squirt gun emoji like next to a smiley face.
Okay.
Or it had like X's for eyes.
All right.
She didn't do that, but I could see her start getting aggressive if she wanted to.
Yeah.
I learned that on Reacher. That's why she needs to have parental controls. And
Yeah.
one thing I learned this week, really random. We'll get into our snag next.
Okay.
So think of yours. But I learned, this is a quick hitting, just random thought, because we have this notes app we use. And when I think of something throughout my day, I open it up and type it in and say, John might want to hear that. Don't know why you wanted to hear this one, but I learned last week or the other week that Louis Vuitton and Louboutin are two different companies.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Really?
I knew that in rap songs, when girls said they had red bottoms, it was in reference to a shoe that I thought was Louis Vuitton shoes.
Mm-hmm. No.
It was Louboutin.
Right.
And Louis Vuitton sells purses.
Right. Purses and bags.
Bags and suitcases for the rich folks.
Very, very upscale. Very, very expensive. Very, very high quality.
I know someone who has a Louis Vuitton. I will not out them on the podcast because I don't want to target them for criminal activity.
Okay.
But I knew that was a Louis Vuitton. Janelle's got a knockoff Louis Vuitton. She bought it for cheap.
Okay.
I just outed her. So don't come rob our house because it's fake. But we have no Louboutins. So I think they should do some rebranding and differentiate themselves.
Really?
If
So
Janelle
it bothers you that much?
It doesn't bother me, but if Janelle asked for a Louboutin for Christmas, I would have gotten her a purse. But she wanted shoes.
And did you get her the shoes?
She got something much less expensive, but far more meaningful. My love.
Yeah, right. You cheaped out on her, did you?
I wrapped up one of those coupon books, the homemade ones. One free back rub.
Yeah.
So that's what she got.
Written in crayon. Yeah.
Backwards K's.
Yeah. Yeah. All the good stuff.
Take out the trash for free once. So yeah, she took the trash out tonight, and I had to turn in one of my coupons.
Oh, yeah?
She took the trash out before I got home, so
Ooh.
I have to redeem one.
Okay.
Rules are rules.
I know. Got to have them.
All right. So, what is your snagged?
I was trying to think of what I was snagged on this week, and I can't remember what it was.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm snagged on, I heard the other day that the American Psychological Association said they define middle-aged as beginning at 35.
Oh, no.
And I was sad.
Wait a minute. How old are you?
I'm 32. So I'll be middle-aged.
So you got
in
3 years, and you're kind of over the hill, and that's it.
It's sad.
It's in the dumper for you, buddy. Here we
I
go.
want to have a word with them. I don't understand why. I would have thought middle age was maybe 45. But I guess when you think of the average life expectancy in America now is what, like 75?
I think it's upper 70s.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Well, then it should be like 38,
Yeah.
39.
Well, and they might be true. It might be 30. It might be 35.
Well, hopefully that's way before middle for me. I'm going to live to 90.
Yeah.
Did you ever have any gloomy thoughts when you were young that you just thought, like, oh, I'm going to die young, or like...
No, I never
No.
thought that.
I always thought
Never
that.
thought that. Huh?
I always thought that.
Really?
I had this weird... This is so weird. When I was growing up, I'd be looking forward to like a field trip in elementary school. And I'd think, I don't want to die. I want to go to the petting zoo this week. So please just let me live through Thursday so I can go to the petting zoo. And then I would survive.
At least you made it.
I was a worrier growing up, and I still do a little bit now.
Yeah, not a little bit, but
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So, John, when did you start to feel old? Or have you not yet?
There are days that I feel old. I mean, I'll wake up and I'll have the old bones are aching, and I'm developing some arthritis in my thumb, and
Your
things
thumb?
like my thumb.
From texting?
Yeah. Doing a lot of texting here.
Just rapid fingers over there?
Rapid fat thumbs is what they are. And no, I just, there's certain days that I feel not as spry as the others.
I was just joking asking that because you made me feel bad. But
I made you feel bad?
Yeah, I think I started to feel old at 30. And since we don't
You feel old already?
I feel, at my work, there are people I would consider kids, like interns that come in for the summer, and they're 21, and they look like someone who's, I don't know, take your child to work day. I'm like, who brought their child here? So I think that then, but then also just kids with their lingo and their TikTok dances. I feel old. I don't recognize music now. Just,
different generations.
I have caught myself saying they don't make music like they used to.
Starting to sound like your dad, are you?
Yeah.
Is that the Geico commercial that they have that says something about when you creating or turning into your parents or something?
It's one of those, yeah.
Yeah.
You've referenced the salad one a few times.
Yeah. The salad one's a good one.
But yeah, I do feel that way. I'm the person who says, hey, do you know what time do you want to leave the Royals game tonight? Before we even walked into the game, and like, let's wait till we at least get there first.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about leaving before we even get there. So yeah, I felt old around 30, and we don't have kids yet. So I thought I feel older every day. Well, that makes sense. I feel older consistently. So.
Well, you should. Why would you?
Because I'm 32 and...
So what?
I'm not cool anymore. We go to bed at 9 on Friday sometimes.
Yeah.
I enjoy coffee.
Yeah.
I appreciate landscaping now.
Okay.
I look at the forecast.
Oh, Lord. You're getting old.
I wash my car for fun.
Wash my car for fun, yeah.
Chanel has me looking at...
It gets worse, Taylor.
When I shop at Target, I look at the app before I pay in case there's a rollback deal, whatever it's called.
Yeah, clipping coupons,
When I felt backed up, I've eaten prunes from time to time.
You are old.
I watch my fiber intake. Yeah. So I feel old, and I'm mad that they defined it as middle age being 35.
Well, speaking of being old, there's some of the things that when you get old, weather affects. You get affected by the weather. It seems like, with me being old, but at the age that I am, I take aspirin, a daily aspirin, so I have thin blood. So I'm always cold, kind of like the way I am now. But I was told that I can't wear my jacket down here, but that's fine.
I offered you a jacket. Thank you.
No, that's fine. That's okay.
It doesn't help that I turn the heat off when we record, so it's not blowing.
Yeah, we turn the heat off and all kinds of things like that. But in any event.
All right, we're just going to keep taking shots at each other.
Okay, that's fine.
I offered John a vest before he came down, and he did not accept.
Yeah, and so there we go.
John was late coming here. If he would have been here on time, it would have been less cold.
That's true. They would have at least had the heat on when I got here.
I asked John to come up with his snag before he showed up, and he still can't remember whether he was going to complain about the weather.
I was going to complain about the weather. I was kind of leading into it.
Okay.
Because the weather has been absolutely miserable in Kansas City this week.
It could be worse.
Cold. It could be worse.
My parents have had, I think it stopped this weekend, but they had 23 inches of snow in 10 days.
God, that's a lot of snow.
And we had, 5 inches in...
Yeah, we had 5 inches here, but the thing that's been killing me this week has been the temperatures. Because they've all been minus 15, minus 20, and then you have a slight breeze that comes along, and the next thing you know, you're down to a minus 30 degree wind chill or a minus 40 degree wind chill. It got very, very cold here. Coldest I can remember, I think.
Yeah, ever?
Mm-hmm. Ever.
Janelle talked about going to the Chiefs game a couple weeks ago because tickets were like $25. We had friends giving them away.
They were cheap.
And I mean, parking still would have been $60, but for a playoff game with the Dolphins, you couldn't beat that price.
Yeah.
And I said, how about you go stand outside for 5 minutes and let me know if you still want to go to the game? And she said, never mind.
Yeah, because that stadium does get windy. It's pretty windy over there.
It's windy, but yeah, I saw people taking water bottles out of the coolers and they were freezing up instantly. And Janelle's brother went to the game and he said you could get beer, but you had to drink it pretty quick or it would freeze up. And
well, that's not a bad thing.
Beer slush.
Yeah, a slushy.
So we didn't go, but yeah, it's been pretty chilly.
Yeah.
We
did you do all the winterizing kind of things, that they recommend?
Speaking of being old, I cared about pipes freezing this year.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And I bought 2 different kinds of covers for our hose spigot thing.
On the outside of the house?
Yep.
Okay.
I bought a foam cover for it, but didn't fit right. So I put a little bag thing I bought with a drawstring and then the thing over it.
Yeah.
So if those things freeze, they had to work for it.
Did you turn the water off going outside?
I don't know if we did that part.
Okay.
I didn't think about that. We
There should be a shut off valve.
Well, I don't think we did that.
Goes okay. Well, you're fine if you haven't got any problems.
Would it have already burst by now?
They should have been burst by now.
Okay.
Because it's above 32 degrees and things have thawed out a bit.
Yikes.
Yeah. And it's generally when that happens is when the leaks occur and the pipes break.
Well, we prayed a lot.
You did? Good.
And we kept our faucets at a drip.
Okay. Yeah, we did that.
We kept our house warmer than we normally do. We opened up the drawers, the cabinet doors on cabinets that were on outside walls. So
took all the necessary precautions for pipe freezing.
Yeah, we would pour a gallon of 2% milk down, like they say, every afternoon at 3 o'clock.
Wait a minute, what's this now?
Oh, you didn't hear that one?
No.
They said to pour a gallon of 2% milk down the drain at 3 o'clock every day. Something about the calcium keeps the pipes from...
Who is this sponsored by? The American
Got Milk Foundation?
American Milk Federation or what?
Did that sound believable or is that too far-fetched?
I don't know.
I made that one up, but...
Did you? Well, okay. I think it's a little bit far-fetched. But
okay.
A whole gallon of milk is like $6 now or something.
Well, it's worth it from paying for new pipes.
That it is.
In a flooded house.
That it is.
Did you do any precautionary things on your house?
We did the same thing. We just opened up the cabinet doors and on the outside, on the north side of the house, and had the water dripping and all of that throughout the night.
I got tired of doing that. I would use the faucet and then forget and have to go back and turn it on to just the perfect amount of a drip.
Yeah, I know. I would do the same thing. I'd go downstairs in the kitchen and come back upstairs to our bedroom, and first question that the lovely Mrs. Ryan would ask is, "Did you reset the drip on the faucet?" And then a couple of profanities later, I was walking back downstairs to reset the drip, and that's the hardest thing to do, just to get the right drip, because you don't want a real stream, so to speak.
I've heard you actually want it more than a drip now. They've changed it to having it be a kind of a small stream.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I think it's big. There's Big Pharma. I think there's Big Aqua out there, big water.
I think so.
And they're trying to get us to use all the water.
Yeah.
So they're telling us you actually need to do a full stream if you want to keep your pipe safe. You watch.
Full stream.
After this next election cycle, they're going to change the.
Oh, I think so.
The streams.
I think so.
Yeah. Speaking of resetting the drip, is that what you also refer to as changing your clothes in the morning? We talked about your drip the one day. Your outfit, your drip.
My drip.
Yeah, you're looking swaggy. Your drip.
Oh, my swaggy.
I just thought maybe you could call like getting dressed in the morning. Like, I'm going to reset the drip.
Well, that's a good guy. I like that. That's a good phrase.
I'm going to change out of pajamas and wear my button up. We're going to reset the drip.
Reset the drip.
Shoot.
I like it.
We're going to get T-shirts.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of T-shirts.
What?
We need to kind of.
We already said that earlier about the website.
Yeah, I know, but every chance we get, we can always upscale or upsell the Real Buzz T-shirts that we have, and then you can order those online, and also order the Real Buzz sweatshirts
and crew necks
and
that's all for now.
What? The hoodies.
Oh, that's the sweatshirt. Well, that's what I thought you meant by sweatshirt.
Okay. All right. Okay.
We've got crew neck, sweatshirts, hoodies, and T-shirts.
Mm-hmm. Price ranges from $20-some to $38.
Mm-hmm. And there's a sale going on. Buy one, get one full price. Tell your friends.
This is John's sale of the week.
It's a Black Friday deal.
Buy one Real Buzz sweatshirt and get the other one at full price.
Actually, buy one double price, get one free. We'll do that deal.
Okay, we'll have some sales coming up. How's that?
Yeah. Have you ever asked that question when you go and there's like a buy one get one free deal? Do you ever ask them like, which one's the free one? Can I make the free one the
no,
more
I never
expensive
asked
one?
them which one the free one?
I haven't either, but
yeah.
We had one other. We have a fun one coming up, but a segue into that. We have to do a Taylor's diet update.
Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Breaking news: Taylor didn't make it past day one for 75 hard.
Wait a minute. You did too. You did fine.
Day one, I drank my gallon of water. I did a 45-minute Peloton ride inside. I stuck to a diet. I was going to read at bedtime, so I hadn't read yet. But we took Otis for a walk. It was going to be 45 minutes. And about 5 minutes in, my whole back just, what's the word? Spasm.
Oh, yeah?
I couldn't walk. I walked 15 minutes total, and I had to stop. So I gave up. And I thought, I'm going to do a diet that's more realistic. So I've had, until Friday, I had 20 days in a row of a gallon of water.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do as much this weekend, but sticking to that, still working out,
good,
eating better. Besides having
well,
some
if you
Hawaiian
feel good,
brothers.
That's the whole point of these things. It's not necessarily losing tons of weight, but it could be just
we could use that.
What you feel good about, what you feel good with.
Yeah, I'd feel good with a lot less, but now that we're on video, we have to be slim and trim.
Really?
You already are.
No, I'm not.
Everyone leave a comment and say if John is skinny or not.
No, you don't. You don't need to do that. We'll get flooded with email box or our email box saying, "No, he's a fatso." So
And the fatter one is even fatter.
No.
So that's the diet update. But
Well, you're going to continue on with it, aren't you?
I mean, I'm being more realistic about it now. I'm eating better, making better choices, looking at calories on things, which most people already did that. I did for the most part, but now I'm more conscious of it.
Okay.
I keep track of them. And yeah, we're down 15 pounds. But that came about in the first 2 weeks, and then it's been kind of slow since. So.
Doesn't matter. You were able to do it.
So
keep doing it, bud.
Anyway, leading from that into the next segue, we thought it'd be fun to do a what do you call it, trophy fish before we do a little draft of our favorite things. And this week we were going to do our ranking of lesser known Kansas City restaurants.
Oh, okay.
So I had a couple in mind, and you had a couple in mind.
Yeah.
So do you want to start our draft of restaurants?
Sure. We can.
Let's do 5 each, and then we can mention our honorable mentions at the end.
Oh, okay. All right. I see. We might have one here that's duplicated.
Well, you made your list. I put mine on our note, so you can see mine, but I don't know what you put.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I'll let you go first.
Well, the first one that's a lesser known. I even hate to give their name out because I know what's going to happen is they're going to get flooded with business because this little restaurant is so good. It's carry out only. It's not dine in, sit down kind of place. But it's a place called Joe Vito's, and it used to be way out south on State Line, about 123rd, and now it's they moved to 74th and Worrell Road, and they are just they have great food, and if you ever want some lasagna like your mom used to make,
you can't beat Kim's lasagna.
Got it. I know they got it though. It'd be pretty close to it, and the people there are just people. People there are just the nicest people in the world. They really are.
Well, good.
In fact, we've been talking about this, and we're getting it finalized. But we're going to start interviewing people, and one of the people that we want to interview is Jordan at Joe Vito's. Talk about the restaurant industry and the business, and what's going on in Kansas City, and those kinds of things. So anyway, we're gonna be talking to Jordan here soon.
We hope. All right, good pick, John.
Yeah, it is a good pick.
For my first pick, I am going to go with. I have a big list, but I'm not sure how I would rank them. I'll go. We just had it the other night. I'm going to say Buck Tooie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we've eaten there.
We have. You didn't get the right thing there.
I wasn't too crazy about it.
Well, you don't have to pick it. I picked it.
I know.
Well, what if they listen to the podcast? Now we can't interview them anymore.
Sure we can.
They're going to listen back and hear that John said he wasn't too crazy about it.
But here's the reason why. Because when we listened to it, or when we went there and ate, it was a long, long time ago. And this week, when you mentioned their name again, you said that things had really changed.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
I just think that you ordered a sandwich there, and they're known for being a Thai barbecue fusion restaurant, and you got
what does that mean?
It's like
fusion.
They're mixed together. They kind of like blend a Thai thing with a barbecue thing. So like I had brisket pad Thai, and it was very good. Okay. And then the other night, Janelle and I split that and pork belly with rice, and that was even better. They had a brisket rangoon. That was good. And that's all we had.
Well, good.
But it was great.
Okay. I'm willing to give it another shot.
Ooh, I just thought of a new one. Okay.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Your second. Well, I guess we're going back and forth.
Okay, go ahead.
So my second one I'll put on here is Brookside Barrio. And these, don't comment and say they're not they are known. I'm just saying we wanted to pick things that weren't Q39 or Oklahoma Joe's, Kansas City Joe's,
Right.
a little lesser known. And we went here last spring. Actually, it was the day of the NFL draft, so it was in April. And we sat in the patio and watched the flyover of was it an A10 Warthog?
Mm-hmm.
Watched that. And a couple ladies kept talking to you nonstop about airplanes, and you were educating them. They were slightly intoxicated.
Yeah.
But they are also kind of a fusion of barbecue and kind of Mexican food. So we had like a brisket quesadilla or burn-in quesadilla.
I remember that was good.
It was very good. Plus, when you have a nice day and you're on a patio, you can't beat it.
Yeah. Nice and warm. I remember that.
All right. What's your second pick?
My second pick is, interestingly enough, the Peanut on Main Street.
And only that one.
Well, so far. But all of them have good food. But the Peanut on Main is the original one. And they have some of the best wings you could ever imagine there.
I think the food is all pretty similar, but the vibes on Main Street are
vibe
through
on
the
Main
roof.
Street is. It's the main one. But they are also noted for and have been had numerous awards on their BLTs.
And I didn't believe it until I tried it.
They are very good.
I'm not a big BLT fan.
Oh, you're not?
But once I had it there, I changed my mind.
Okay.
You showed me the way.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So if you ever want a really good BLT, head to the Peanut.
All right. What's your third pick?
My third pick is one that I think we may have overlapped on, and it's Brady and Fox. Dang.
Stole mine.
I didn't mean to steal it.
Okay.
I was just kind of
The rules are rules.
You were typing things out, and I was writing things down. So
that's fine. It was your pick, and they are Irish.
They are Irish, and they have. If you're looking for a really good fish and chips, man, that's the best in town, I think.
We had some bangers and mash there a couple times.
Right.
We went there.
How did you like that? Did you like it?
I liked it a lot. Yeah, we went there last year on St. Patrick's Day with Janelle.
Mm-hmm.
Been there a couple other times too, but I forget the owners they came from somewhere else in Kansas City and opened up that place. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah, they do, and they do a real good job on their food and food prep and all that.
All right,
What's
next
yours?
pick.
What's your next one?
I'm gonna go. I hadn't heard of this one until I found a page online of people just listing out their favorite restaurants in Kansas City, and somebody mentioned Milwaukee Delicatessen Company.
Where's that?
You and I went there.
Where?
It's I don't know, like 9th and Baltimore downtown.
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
I had a hot pastrami sandwich, and it was very good.
Okay.
I don't know if it was the best food I have on this list, but it was just a cool place. They had pizza there too. We didn't try, but it's a cool downtown little restaurant.
It is a neat restaurant. It's very neat.
So for my fourth pick, I'm going to go Brown and Low. And that, I don't know, I think it's just different kinds of American food, I guess.
Okay. Where are they located?
They are in the River Market area.
Okay.
I've been there a couple times with Janelle, my parents, and her sister and brother-in-law. And it's in an old bank, I believe. It's a really cool old building, but they have brunch and lunch and dinner and all that. And I think I had a Nashville hot chicken sandwich there once.
Really?
It's very good.
Sounds good.
And we had brunch there, and I had something brunchy. Might have been like chicken and waffles or something.
Uh-huh.
So, very good. I recommend that.
Good.
So what is your fourth pick?
My fourth pick is going to be probably my all-time favorite, and that's Stroud's. You know, they're not a national brand, but they're kind of a Kansas City tradition, so to speak. And the best one they used to have was on 85th Street, right off of 85th and Troost was the original Stroud's. And
85th and Troost?
85th and Troost,
the original?
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of a few of them, didn't they?
Yes, they've since COVID and all that. There's been a lot of changes. You know, Mike Donegan, who owned it, who purchased it from the lady that owned it from Stroud's he purchased all the original recipes for fried chicken, and he ran that thing for, I don't know, 40 years maybe, and just recently passed away about a year or two ago, and sadly, because he was a great guy. But anyway, they have the best fried chicken, and it's still very, very good, very, very viable. The really cool one right now is the one that they have up north. We'll have to go up there sometime.
I've been there once.
Have you really?
I think I went to that one. Went to the one closer to us on 135th and Metcalf or Antioch, and then you took me a couple times to the one on, Johnson Drive.
Well, they used to have one on Johnson Drive,
and that was the one I went to most, I think. But since I haven't gone to eat in one for maybe like 8 years.
Yeah.
You've brought over chicken soup a couple times.
Right. When the illness strikes, you
probably like
gotta get chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, it was right after Thanksgiving, I think 2 or 3 months ago. You brought it over, and I could not move off the couch all day, and then I had a bowl of that, and I was up and at 'em, running around,
ready to go.
It was magic.
Well, I like the buildings that they have up north. The one up north, to my knowledge, is still owned by the family, and they sold most of the other Strouds to a group of investors, and but the original one is still up north. Or the original family one is still up north, and it has a great old building and a great history to it because it used to be a school building. And, it used to be part of the Underground Railroad and all that kind of stuff. Really kind of neat history to it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, all of you have that one, but that was pretty borderline, not lesser known. It's a pretty popular restaurant.
It is pretty popular, but it's still kind of one of these neat old joint. It used to be a neat old joint,
Fine, all of you have it. All right, what's your fifth and final pick?
Oh, my fifth and final pick is as far as it's more for the food because of the quality of the food. And that's a place called Conroy's over on 95th Street. You've been there.
You're going too Irish?
It's kind of Irish. Has a bit Irish to it, but yet again, they have just a full-blown menu and it's all of the food is expertly prepared, and it's just great. Very tasteful and
tasteful or tasty?
It was tasty.
Tasteful, not it was not tacky food.
No,
it was quite tasteful.
And it's not, you think of Conroy's and it's a bar, and you think of bar food, and this is not bar food at all.
Didn't we go there for your retirement dinner?
We wound up there a couple of times on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh yeah. So it was fitting.
Yeah.
All right, my last pick.
What is it? Go.
I'm going to go tried and true, a family favorite, a dive bar. Not really a dive bar. Austin's Bar and Grill. That was a pick for me.
Oh, that's a good one.
Pandering for my wife's family if they're listening. Funny story about that is that we used to go all the time. It's probably the fourth closest restaurant to us. It's literally across the street.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't look us up, but it's there's a Chinese place that's closer. There's a Peanut that's closer.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Crazy Good Eats barbecue. There's a Good Sense that's closer, and Austin's is the next closest. But I could probably throw a baseball 3 times and hit the building.
You got a lot of great places out here close to TVB studios.
I mean, not a lot, but...
Well, yeah, quite a few. Centrally located, too, which is nice.
I guess. I wish there were more local places like you have around your house.
Yeah, we have Brookside, and they have some nice restaurants down there.
You got Joe Vito's.
And they have Joe Vito's close by for a good carry-out.
But Austin's, they have the best chicken tenders I've ever had.
They are very
so we
good.
gotta
I've
get
had
there.
those before. Yeah,
and Janelle's family always kind of jokes like, "Oh, I'm done with Austin's. We've gone there too much lately. We're not going back." And then the next time we all kind of get together, they're like, "What do you guys want to go to dinner? What do you want to get?" We ended up at Austin's.
Always wind up at Austin's. Yeah, it's a good go-to place.
They're just kind of that comfort food. They don't know us by name, but they definitely recognize us.
That's okay. You don't want them to know your name.
I don't, but I think Janelle went to high school with one of the guys that works there, and he paid for our meal one time, so worked out. But yeah, so you had you had Jovito's, the Peanut on Main.
Yep.
Brady and Fox, Stroud's and Conroy's.
Yep.
I had Buck Toohey, Brookside Barrio, Milwaukee Delicatessen Company, Brown and Low, and Austin's Bar and Grill.
Milwaukee Delicatessen Company is a really good one. That was a good pick, Taylor.
Thank you.
Yeah. I like that.
Did you have any honorable mention you'd like to throw in?
Oh, gosh. There's,
I had a couple.
What are they?
I mentioned Bamboo Penny. We've been there a couple of times, the Thai place and Town Place.
Yeah.
They have great Thai food. I mentioned Thai Spice, not to confuse with Ice Spice, the rapper. It's a Thai place.
Yeah.
Wait, it's called Thai Basil. My bad.
Okay. Where's that located?
That is on 119th and Blue Valley Parkway.
Okay. All right.
That is a very good one. Newer favorite in the past year is Mother Clucker.
Oh, chicken place.
There's chicken.
Chicky.
They have it's kind of like Dave's Hot Chicken. They have hot chicken. Very good. And Graham and Dunn. I don't know if it's a chain or not, but I like to go there specifically to eat on the patio.
Yeah, that's not a chain.
It's owned by a company of different restaurants, I believe, in the area.
Yeah, I believe so. I forget the name of the owners of it, but it is part of a consortium of other restaurants. But they're all local. They're local restaurants.
Owned by Billy Graham and Brooks and Dunn. Graham and Dunn. But yeah, it's a great place. There's a cool view of Country Club Plaza.
Yep.
But it's the best when you can go and sit on the patio.
Yeah.
Here's some people.
Do you order fish there when you go in there?
I don't think so.
No?
I like their menu because it's always kind of different, and there's like different things you wouldn't think to put with different things. You know?
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yep.
But yeah, I enjoy that place. And what else? I had, it might have been, Iron Horse. I think we went there for St. Patrick's Day one time, a couple times. Used to be, I forget the name of it, but we were on the patio there on St. Patrick's Day a couple of years ago, and it's a good patio. Again, don't recommend it as much if you can't eat outside, but good patio vibes.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a sucker for a patio.
Yep.
Any others you want to mention?
Yeah, no. I can't think of anything just right off the top of my head.
McDonald's?
No, not McDonald's.
Okay.
No, not Mickey D's, no.
What am I doing here? All right. We have another, not segment, topic.
Okay.
I wanted to hear, if your parents were strict growing up, I listened to something earlier and they were talking about not being able to watch Harry Potter when they were a kid, and I couldn't. But you were the middle of 5 kids, right?
Yes.
Were your parents, had they kind of given up by the third, or were they still pretty strict? Or
Oh, they'd given up. I mean, my sister, I have an older, my sister was the oldest, and then I have an older brother, and they put my mom and dad through their paces really quick. So by the time I came along, I was always a pretty good kid, though, so they never had any issues with me. And
you were an easy kid to raise?
Pretty much easy kid to raise, yeah.
So I'd
do what they wanted me to do, and, never complain too much about it. Whereas my other brothers, I had 2 other brothers that are younger than I am, and, they kind of fought it and rebelled against it and all that kind of stuff, and which kind of landed the wrath of God on their shoulders, so...
When you were a kid, though, you didn't really have vulgar music. Wasn't any cursing on TV, was there?
No, there was none of that. Matter of
Silent films?
yeah, it wasn't silent film, but it was black and white. Black and white TV. And I can remember as a kid when I was like 5 years old, we lived in the southern part of Kansas City. And in the summertime, it would get so hot. We didn't have central air conditioning and didn't have any air conditioning at all. And so what we would do is we'd take and pull the big console TV around to the front door, and we'd all be on the front lawn and watching black and white television. Thought it was the greatest thing in the world.
Do you remember what you would watch on it?
Oh, we'd probably watch like Bonanza, or there's another program early on called Sky King, which was
Sounds riveting.
it is riveting. It was a program about a rancher who owned an airplane, and so he was always catching bad guys from his airplane. So that was kind of a neat thing.
That's fun.
Yeah,
It's like
fun.
Tiger King, but instead of an airplane, he had tigers.
Yeah, tigers. Yeah.
Was there...
But my mom and dad were never real strict with me. They pretty much gave me free rein, and I always used good judgment when I was growing up. I mean, there were a couple of times that I pushed the limit. And,
We heard that you stole from a drugstore.
yeah, you're going to bring that up, are you?
You mentioned it before on here.
I know I have. Yeah.
Did you get in trouble for much else? Like, did you go to parties or anything and get in trouble? Or
No, I didn't. I would go to parties, but I kind of came home one night, one time, and I came home one time, and it was real early in the morning, like 6:15 in the morning when I came home.
oh,
And I had my dad's car that night, and I walked in the back room, or our breakfast room in our old house, and my dad was sitting at the table reading the newspaper, and he just kind of he did one of these, pulled the newspaper down, looked at me, and he just kind of went to early mass, did you? I said, yep.
you didn't get in trouble for it?
No. But he just wanted me to understand that he knew what.
Were you up to shenanigans?
It was shenanigans.
Were you
Major shenanigans that night.
and you were how old then?
Oh, probably 19 maybe.
So were you out with the lovely Mrs. Ryan?
No, we weren't. No, I was not out
with
Mrs. Ryan that night. I don't believe.
So you were doing shenanigans with the boys,
I was shenanigans with the boys.
tossing beer bottles at trains and...
Well, we never did that because we didn't live by the train track. But had we lived by the train track, I'm sure we would have.
You were like the outsiders, and you would walk around with your cigarettes in your sleeve rolled up.
Oh, they
and
just wrapped up. You'd have
switchblade.
Sure. Yeah. DuckTales.
Just your white tee.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
So they weren't controlling of what you did or anything?
No, they really weren't. They were pretty good. They pretty much left me alone to wallow in my own stuff. So
I guess that makes sense when you have an internet connection and there's no vulgarity out there.
no vulgarity. There was no internet. There was no cell phone. There was, gas was like 75 cents a gallon, and so
just had Billy and Tommy to cause ruckus with.
Yep. Yep.
Well, my parents, I wouldn't say were strict growing up.
Mm-hmm.
My sister might say otherwise, but I had to be the easiest kid to raise, I believe. Not trying to suck up, but I've always been afraid of getting in trouble, so I always followed the rules to the T and occasionally messed up or did something stupid, but never got in too much trouble, and grew up in a nice Christian household.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't watch Harry Potter. There's no witchcraft in that household on 123rd Street. And I remember growing up, we had iPods, but my dad had control of the iTunes account. So I would buy rap songs, but they would all be the clean version.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't until a couple of years ago when I heard like the vulgar versions that I no longer knew the words to the songs. But yeah, my sister was the one who would go have fun and have a curfew, and I didn't have a curfew, and she always didn't understand why. And they're like, Taylor stays home. Taylor doesn't go anywhere.
He doesn't go anywhere.
They were literally begging me to go do something. Go egg in the house.
Really.
Go TP their
Go do
trees.
something.
Just get out. Leave us alone. But I just stayed there and was afraid of the cops showing up, and I was...
What kind of trouble did your sister get into?
We won't go into that. If we have it on an episode sometime.
I don't want to do that, but
Let's just say she was not peeing her name in cursive on the neighbor's house. She didn't do anything crazy, but she just had a lot more friends than I did. She would go to parties and all that in high school, and well, I don't know if she did. She was a cheerleader, so she was more popular than bench warmer basketball Taylor.
Okay.
And but we'd have church on Sunday morning, so we couldn't stay out too late, and said, "No worries, Mom and Dad, I'll be in bed by 7. Scout's honor. But yeah, I know Janelle's brother, growing up, he wasn't allowed to watch Power Rangers, which was, I've heard a lot of kids lately say they couldn't watch Power Rangers when they were a kid because of the violence, but never really noticed that.
I am so far removed from what you were saying because, when I was growing up, Harry Potter hadn't even been invented yet.
Yeah.
J.R.R. Rowling's never hadn't even written Harry Potter yet.
Is it Tolkien or is it Rawlings?
Rawlings. J.R.R. Tolkien.
Oh, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Right.
Yeah.
J.K. Rowlings is it?
Just kidding.
Yeah. So anyway, when you're talking about couldn't read Harry Potter.
Yeah. I mean, we may have been able to. I think there was anti-witchcraft, so that was off limits. But yeah, we would watch certain movies. I remember even in high school, I would repeat a story and I would spell out a cuss word, and they're like, "Well, you can just tell us the word. You don't need to keep spelling it." So yeah, I was always afraid of just getting in trouble for something.
Repercussions from the adults.
So yeah, I like to stay away from the law now.
Yeah?
Yeah. Don't have much of a record.
Well, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing.
I thought Janelle wanted a bad boy.
Yeah. No, that's funny. A bad boy.
Got a tattoo on my arm of, I don't know.
Bad boy.
My inmate buddy.
What you gonna do?
Well, I had another little segment on here, but a couple of them. Ooh, let's end with one. Well, next week we'll talk about, we'll think on this one, things that you thought when you were a kid made someone rich.
Okay.
So what you thought they had, like, oh, they were for sure rich.
Yeah.
And then we'll do some more would you rather questions next week.
Would you rather questions? We kind of like those.
But we'll end with our new segment from last week, our Millennial and Boomer Words of the Week.
Ooh.
So, do you want to go first?
My word of the week, the Boomer word of the week is Bogart.
Wasn't there a Humphrey Bogart?
That was an actor. He was an actor.
Is it named after him?
No.
Totally different.
Totally different.
A Bogart.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a buzzkill. You're being a buzzkill, man.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
You're being who Bogarted? Oof, it stinks.
Nope. You're on the right track, though.
Do you guys want to go race our Bogarts?
No.
What is it?
There was a song written about it. It was called "Don't Bogart My Joint, My Friend."
And what does that mean?
It means don't hog it. Don't
hog
keep
it.
Yeah, keep sharing. Keep moving it around.
Who sang that one? Bob Marley?
I don't know. I'm not sure who sang it, but
don't Bogart that joint.
That joint.
Looks like there's a few.
Mm-hmm.
Country Joe and the Fish.
Country Joe and the Fish. Yeah.
There's also Fraternity of Man.
No, it's Country Joe and the Fish.
Or Little Feet. Okay. Maybe we'll play that at the end of the episode. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Don't hog it. So you could say I'm bogarting all of the topics for the week,
No,
all
not
the
at all.
airtime.
Not at all.
All right, my word is salty. Millennial word.
Salty.
I might say, John, you're being salty.
Ooh, kind of being a little bit irascible. Being
Irascible. I don't know that one. Just kind of, you're being kind of angry. Why are you so
Yeah,
salty?
yeah, kind of salty. You're being
Like-
salty. What do you mean salty? I don't know what you mean.
I asked you to take off your vest, and that look you gave me was just salty, bro. You're
Hell
mad.
no, I'm
You're being
freezing,
mad
man.
salty. Sheesh.
Yeah,
Well, that's a good word.
that is a good word. I like that.
We need to
Salty.
start introducing these into our vocabulary.
Okay,
Janelle, stop bogarting the remote. You've been watching Housewives of
that's right. She's bogarting the remote.
She's watching Housewives right now.
Yeah.
Salt Lake City reunion
Ooh.
finale,
Okay.
which we did get a text from Steve, Uncle Steve,
Oh yeah.
our biggest feedback person of the podcast. He gives us
Good.
segment ideas. He said, really appreciated your recap of The Golden Bachelor, even though we were a couple months late.
Yep.
He said that the new one came out this past week, and he wanted to hear us talk about that one.
About the new one.
I think John's Bachelor days will be over.
I
So
think, yeah. Yeah, the new guy just he doesn't fit the bill for me. It's not.
well, it's not as fun when
Yeah,
they're my age.
Well, yeah, they're way younger than I am. But,
It was more fun
Yeah.
with the Golden Bachelor, and they were all sort of close to your age.
yeah, but still, even at that, I mean,
I enjoyed that.
it was just too much for me.
Hmm.
Too much drama. Way too much drama.
One thing I'll note is I'll periodically look at the camera now because last week it stopped recording, I think, a minute too early, so I kind of had to end it.
Yeah.
And the audio kept recording, but now I'm kind of paranoid that this is it's still red.
Okay.
All right, well, we'll end it.
All right.
What do you want to leave him with, John?
Oh, I just be safe, be kind.
Be safe, be kind. Don't be like those roads out there in the winter. Don't be salty.
And don't bogart it.
Don't bogart that salt, bro.
Yeah.
See ya.
See you, bud.